I'm currently on the hunt to replace my Logitech optical trackball. I do know this is a little off topic for my woodworking channel, but I probably use this tool more than any tool that I use in my shop. This thing's over 20 years old and I haven't been able to find anything comparable to it. I'm being forced to replace it because the scroll wheel has stopped working. If you work with any sort of design software like SketchUp or Premiere Pro, you realize how much an integral part of your workflow the scroll wheel is and how annoying it is to do it without it. I can find this secondhand on eBay, but they want like $400 for it because they know the people that love it will pay that money for it. I love it, but not $400 love. I think I can find something comparable. We're gonna go through 5 trackballs that I found on Amazon. They had to meet my criteria. So obviously this is all objective to my personal preferences. The trackball has to be for the fingers. I don't like the thumb trackball. I think it feels weird and I don't find it to be as accurate. I really wanted the scroll wheel to be on top, but there's not a single one that's made anymore that has a trackball for the fingers and the scroll wheel on top. So we'll see if I can get used to a thumb scroll wheel. The other thing is ergonomics, because I do have a large hand. This one fits nicely in my hand. And that's going to be a real big sticking point for me because I like to be comfortable when I'm working, especially when I'm doing video editing, because I will be using this thing for hours on end. The trackballs I have selected to try out is the ProtoArc, Nulea, the Kensington Orbit Fusion. You can see that they're really proud of this thing. They spared no expense on the packaging. This is actually the most expensive trackball that I bought. The Deft Pro from Elecom. They did a really good job with their packaging, and it's a really cool looking trackball. Then we also have the Huge from Elecom as well. Let's get to unboxing these. We're gonna start with the Kensington. Like I said, they really went all out on this packaging. Just a little bubble wrap, and there's your trackball, right? All right, so first off, that actually feels pretty decent. The scroll wheel, this one's unique. It has this little ring here is your scroll wheel. You have your USB dongle and you have your USB-C adapter for that dongle. And of course they included a battery. Turn it on. The thumb position is great. There's a little hump there to support the thumb. It sits nicely. I like that. Interesting. I didn't think I was going to like this one. The ergonomics actually feel pretty good. Thumb buttons are in a good position. Right click is under the ring finger, which I like because I did have that on the other one. The wheel feels nice and smooth. Tracks well, especially after you install their software and dial it in a little bit. And it has the scroll wheel as this ring, which it's taking a little getting used to, but that is kind of close to having it on the top like I prefer. Let's unbox the next one. For the next one, I'm going to unbox the Nulea. It's got a cable to connect it because this is rechargeable. It doesn't use the AAA battery. You've got a thank you card, quick setup, and an instruction manual. Okay, put that back in the box. Okay, so the Nulea, it's got the trackball on top, it's got a right click, it's got the left click, it's got the forward and back, and it has the scroll wheel over here at the thumb section. You do have multiple options as whether you're going to use the USB, Bluetooth 1, Bluetooth 2, and you have your DPI switch here. So I'm going to go ahead and get this out. It's a little bit hard to get out because it doesn't have, not spring loaded like some of them are. We'll go ahead and install that in the computer. I'm going to use the USB dongle for all of these. All right, scroll wheel feels pretty good. It feels a little sluggish. Initially feels pretty good. Scroll wheel I like. It's got the click inside the scroll wheel. That's pretty nice. It's pretty comfortable. The next one is going to be the ProtoArc. It's packaged pretty much the same way that the Nulea was. Has your charging cable and an instruction manual inside. Alright, this feels very similar to the Nulea. Looks almost identical. Let's turn it on here. As you can see, you got your right click, left click, front and back, the scroll wheels there. You can do your 3 different modes. This one has a backlit trackball. You can change the color. Very similar to the Nulea. Actually, it sits up a little higher. I kind of like that one better, actually. Deft Pro from Elecom. It's got some nice packaging there. Battery. It does come with an instruction manual, but it's in Japanese, so you will have to go on their website to get the English PDF version of it. This one also can be wired USB dongle or Bluetooth. As you can see, it has a lot more buttons on it, so you can switch it between Bluetooth or the USB dongle here. It's got a pretty good size scroll wheel, left click button, back, forward. This is a function 3, so you can assign it. Function 1, it's also assignable. You have your right click and you have function 2. Now all of these buttons are assignable, so you've got like 8 different buttons that you can adjust what they do. You do have to get their version of their software to be able to do that. Now initial feeling on this one, let me turn it on. It has a low power and a high. It feels pretty good as well. My hand has to sit up off of it completely in order to be comfortable on the trackball, so that's going to cause a little bit more fatigue on my wrist. My ring finger's naturally going down here on function 3, so I'll have to reassign that to be my right click. It just doesn't feel natural sitting up there, and I like to use my index and middle finger to move the trackball around. The back button seems a little bit high. The left click is in a nice place though. The last one to unbox is going to be the Elecom Huge. And it does live up to its name. Because it is huge. So in the box we get 2 instruction manuals. They actually do send a Japanese one and an English one. With this one, you get 2 batteries this time. I don't understand why it would need more batteries just because it's bigger. Now this one is connect through the USB dongle only. Weirdly enough, you install both batteries in the same direction. I don't know that I've ever seen that before. And it does have the low and high settings like the Deft Pro as well. So as you can see, this has a few more buttons on it. You have your low, mid, and high for your DPI, left click, back, forward, your scroll wheel. You have a function 1, function 2 here, right click, and function 3. This thing is quite large. On this one, the ergonomics feel a little off on it. The ball roll's okay. I've seen some reviews about it over time to where it doesn't. Once again, I probably would assign function 3 as my right click. So that's the unboxing. It's been about 2 weeks since I unboxed Trackballs, and I've been working with them every day. I made myself give each trackball at least 1 day of use, using it with Microsoft Excel, Adobe Premiere Pro, SketchUp, and PowerPoint. There was one clear winner. If you want to see which one that one was, stick around to the end. I will be going through each one of these, talking about the pros and cons, what I like, what I don't like, and ultimately telling you which one I decided to keep at the end. I did link all of these trackballs. You might like one better than I did because of hand size and different ergonomics, or the features you might prefer over what I do. So check out the description and go check out these trackballs over there on Amazon. I'm gonna start off with the Elecom Huge, because that's exactly what it says it is. It's a huge trackball. I really wanted to like this trackball, but the ergonomics of it just won't allow me to. It sits too flat, keeping my wrist too flat. Needed a little bit of angle to it. There's a lot of guys out there that have taken and added some material. They 3D printed here, added a wedge underneath to give it a little bit of angle. Also, one of the complaints online is they need to change out the bearings after a short amount of time. I think it was the second most expensive trackball I bought. It just was not ergonomically what I was looking for. On the flip side though, it has a lot of features. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 buttons in here. That's a lot of customization that you can do to it, and you can customize it for specific programs for what you're looking to do. So that's kind of neat on that aspect. But overall, I just didn't feel like the ergonomics on this one was a great fit for me. Moving on to its little brother, the Deft Pro from Elecom. Once again, it does have the ton of customization with the buttons. Both of them have this little cool thing. You can actually tilt the scroll wheel up or down, and if you're on something like a spreadsheet, it will scroll left and right. Found that to be a kind of a cool feature, but then I found the shortcut keys in my keyboard to make the scroll wheel alternate to that. Once again, it came down to the ergonomics. This one was much better than the Huge, but it was still really small in my hand, and I really wanted it to be a little bit bigger over this area to get my fingers back a little bit. Like I said in the beginning of the video though, I have a huge hand, so somebody with smaller hands might actually enjoy this one. The ProtoArc in the Nulea, yes, I was saying ProArc at the beginning of the video, then I reread the packaging and went, I was saying that wrong. These are basically the exact same thing. The shape, the ergonomics and feel, don't know why, but the ProtoArc felt slightly better to me. And I mean, slightly. Price range, these were the least expensive, about $35 and $36. I think they were only $1 difference in these. They did feel pretty good ergonomically with my hand placement. I did enjoy using this one. So if I'd have bought this one first without testing a bunch of them, I might have chosen to keep it. Then there was the Kingston Orbit Fusion or Fusion Orbit, whatever it is. This one also has customization software where you can change up what the buttons do. The unique feature on this one is the scroll wheel on the top. It really mimicked my old scroll wheel, and I really got to liking that and kept coming back to this one. The buttons are in great positions, the ergonomics, the hump for the thumb to rest on is just awesome. And it came down to just the ergonomics of these. A lot of them are really nice. You had to tweak the mouse software for every one of them. The Elecoms and the Kingston both had their own specific software. The Nulea and the ProtoArc, you had to just use the built-in Windows software, but I could get them dialed in to be fairly accurate. But I just kept coming back to two of them, and that was the Kingston and the ProtoArc. And ultimately, I kept grabbing the Kingston over and over and over again. So the Kingston fell into being the most ergonomically comfortable for me, especially after I adjusted my hand position. I was trying to use the trackball on the fingers, but after I let my trackball land kind of mid-finger, it got really comfortable, and I'm really happy with this one. I ended up going with the Kingston as my choice of the best trackball that's available right now. Hey, thanks for watching this video. I know it's a little deviation from the normal on my channel, and I promise to get back to woodworking in the next video. Till next time.